It's the journey and success of any company, or rather every company, thrives because of its management. On the first episode of Know Your CEO, we meet the CEO of Carhoot, an online company that seeks to provide care services at the comfort of your mobile phone. Take a look. Ever wanted to know how a CEO sees his world? Then here's how. Apart from running an organization and strategizing, their key role is ensuring that there is money in the bank. Well, on this week's Know Your CEO, we get to know about Carhoot and its CEO, Moses Kihumba. Moses, thank you for coming.
Asante sana. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. Well, what is Carhoot all about? How did you come up with this new and unique idea?
Okay. All right. So Carhoot is a car care application. And what we do is we provide our users with access to car care services. So starting from road rescue. If you're stranded on the road somewhere, you can pull out your application, request for help, and we'll get to you within 30 minutes. We also help users to plan for preventative care of their cars. So you can schedule repairs, car maintenance, and any other vehicle repair service that you may want. And we also have an auto shop where our users are able to buy spare parts and even import new cars. So it's basically bringing convenience to a traditional industry where people have been accessing these services through going to their local garages. So we're just trying to bring it to the touch of a button or to your fingertips.
When did you start Carhoot, and what prompted you to start that app?
So Carhoot is relatively young. We launched in December, so we hit the market 10th of December. But we
2020?
2020, yes. But we started working on the idea mid last year. So the idea for Carhoot pretty much came to me around June, July of last year, 2020. And since then, we've been busy behind the scenes, developing the application, working on the business model, and just rolling off and getting to the ground.
Can anyone download this app?
Yes. The application is available both on Play Store for Android and on iOS. Yeah.
Well, how has the Kenyan market been?
The market has been pretty receptive. Like, since we launched, we've gotten around 600 downloads so far, which has been very impressive on our end. And the feedback has also been very positive. The people who've interacted with the application and guys who are downloading the app are really excited about the services that they find in there.
And who is your target market? Is it just people in Nairobi, or are you outside Nairobi as well?
So for now, we started off with Nairobi for logistical purposes. But for some of our services, we've actually extended outside of Nairobi. So for example, road rescue, which is one of our key services. If you're stuck and you need a towing truck, we are now in Nairobi, we are in Mombasa, Nakuru, all the major towns, Kisumu, because we've already verified service providers in all these regions.
Are you optimistic that the Kenyan market will grow? If you were to start this in somewhere, say in the Western countries, it would pick very first. Are you optimistic that the market will grow with time?
Yes, very, very optimistic. I think what has been most encouraging is seeing even people would not expect to be Carhoot customers saying, wow, this is an amazing service.
But who are those? Who are those?
Let me give an example of my old man.
Yes.
Because he's been using the same mechanic for the last 20, 30 years, right? And when I came up with the idea of Carhoot, he was like, actually, there are certain things that I used to feel my mechanic was not doing as well. But because he's my go-to guy, I really don't want to change it. But now he downloaded Carhoot and he's using it on his phone.
Yes.
And recently, something like car detailing, something that he would not go to his mechanic for, he's able to request for that service using the application. Yeah.
Moses, have you been in a scenario where your car broke down and you had to use your own app to save yourself?
Well, that's interesting, but not yet. But the closest I've gotten to that is some 3 weeks back. I was driving, actually I was in an Uber, and I was heading to a meeting in Westlands. And on the Museum Hill, over the bridge, a car was stranded there. And basically it was one gentleman and I think his wife or partner. And basically I stopped and told them, we have this application, it's called Carhoot. Have you gotten help? And they were like, no, we were just trying to call some people. So I was like, let me request for you a tow truck. And we did that. We used the application right there on the road.
Yes.
They were able to get access to the towing service very quickly. And I felt very happy about that. It was like one of those moments where you see your product coming to life.
Yes.
And I think for me, I would use Carhoot anytime.
Anytime.
If I'm stranded somewhere, that would be my first call.
As a CEO, what hurdles have you faced? Have you at one point throughout this journey felt like you want to quit or stop or start over?
There's been many challenges, but I've not felt like I want to quit, to be honest. I think there's that drive that you get when you're in love with your product and your idea, and you just want to see it work. And I think if you don't have that drive, then it would be easy for you to quit, because what happens is there's a lot of challenges, obviously. Starting a business, especially we launched Carhoot at a period where a lot of the economy was shut down.
Yes.
We started working on the idea when things were not looking very good for launching a new business. And for sure, a lot of people are like, I think it's good time to just be in a steady job.
Yeah.
Don't take a lot of risk at this time. Wait and see how things develop. But some of the hurdles, obviously, like working capital, brand and creating consumer awareness, hitting the market and introducing a concept, an innovation to a traditional industry. There's an issue of how you change mindsets, How do people trust you with their cars? How do they know that you're going to use genuine parts? What service guarantees are you able to give them?
Well, Moses, you'll agree with me that during this COVID-19 period, many businesses established and startups fell. But you started yours at a time when it was difficult for the economy.
Yeah.
What have you done what secret do you have that you started your business in the middle of a pandemic and it hasn't fallen yet? Is it that you had enough money in the bank account when you started? Or had you planned to start Carhoot at that time?
I think the key thing has been the solving of a need. For me, that is what really drives me. The fact that when I speak to people about Carhoot, a lot of times what I get is, wow, that is a brilliant idea. I need this, or I've had this horrible experience with a mechanic or with so and so. So the moment you have an idea that is really solving a need for a group of people or a group of consumers, it becomes easier for you to keep on going despite the circumstance. Yeah.
Well, I think at this point, anyone will be convinced about Carhoot.
Yes.
But the pricing, tell me about the pricing. Is there room for bargaining?
There's always room, but I think what we've done with the pricing is try to make it, first of all, as transparent as possible, meaning before you request for a service, the moment you key in that I want my car to be towed from point A to point B, you'll get a quote, a price estimate, and it will basically be telling you for this and this, it will cost this much. Before you get your car serviced, you'll be able to see an estimate of how that job will cost. And in case the estimate changes, you'll get updates on the application, meaning that, for example, if you requested for a service and then we do diagnostics and realize there's an additional work that needs to be done on your vehicle, then you get an update and basically you'll be able to authorize and say, yes, I want these to proceed.
Final question.
Yes.
This one is, of course, out of record. Your circle of friends, do you have a boys' club or a club of entrepreneurs that you hang around with?
I do. I think Bob Collymore made Boys Club popular.
Yes.
But we've always had, I've actually been very fortunate to have friends who are very business-minded and also professionals in different industries, because it creates a very good sounding board for you when you have an idea or even to test the sort of product that you're bringing to the market. So yes, I have a good circle. It's not necessarily boys only. It's boys and
and
girls
ladies as well.
But yeah, it's been a good sounding board for me.
Thank you, Moses.